the role of senior management is to articulate and define the strategy, but then to convert the strategy into action and results. And there is hardly anything, if at all, that can now, or rather can't be done without technology. So really the role of the CIO at the senior table is not necessarily that of a technologist. It's actually as the chief execution officer, another CEO as such, is working at how to execute the strategy, because that execution today is generally 100% reliant on technology or processes, which are usually the two things that the CIO is accountable for, as in my case. So I'm there, in fact, to work out how we go about executing the strategy and what are the examples of that. And one example of that was now a few years ago when I first joined Nokia. I believe very strongly, and I still do, that we needed to have greater insight into what the consumer or the customer needs. And we could do that through being far more analytical of the data we have. How do we both capture information? How do we change all our systems in terms of they gather information in a consistent manner? How do we collect it together? How do we then provide the kind of the analytical competencies to do something with it? And how do we use that data to drive out a new decision-making process within the company? So, now rather than looking at the number of physical sold devices, which is we still do, we look at activation rates, we look at what users are doing, all the kind of the clickstream analysis as well. So we broadened our kind of operational metrics, and that helps us make better decisions. So my role there has been to help them articulate what we need to do with our information to execute upon our strategy. And that has become now our top priority program in the company. It's an execution program about consumer insight and analytics. And that's all come about because basically my role there was to help the board understand how we go about getting greater consumer insight. My key lesson there was when you sit at the table of a senior management, don't do that with a technologist perspective. Go there thinking as an executor. Your job is to execute the strategy, not to be the technologist. Think about how do we execute what is being agreed or proposed.